Hi, my name is Zandra, and I started out as a math teacher, and I am currently a math education researcher, which means that I research and think a lot about how people teach and learn math. And when I do my job, sometimes it feels like the education field is kind of like this skit I remember from Amy Schumer. And in this skit, there's a group of people, it seems to be like in a support group or something like that, and they're all talking about how much they want good sleep, like they're not getting good sleep. And so the doctor, who's kind of in charge of this support group or supporting the people, is like, okay, I have something that's going to work for you. What if 1 hour before bed you just put your phone away and you just don't look at it? And there's like 3 or 4 people in this room, and they're all like, no, that's not going to work for me. And he's like, but I thought you all said that you really wanted to improve your sleep, that you want good sleep. And they're all like, oh yeah, absolutely. We want the best good sleep. Like, we really need it. So important. We'd take any pill, we'd have any surgery for it. And he's like, okay, well, what about putting your phone down just for the last 20 minutes before you go to bed? And they're like, no, that's not going to work for us. And he keeps going and he goes down and stuff. And they're all like, no, do you have a pill or something? Like, we're not going to do that. It's a simple solution. It's research-based. It seems to make sense, but nobody's willing to do it. And so I think that's a lot of education, where we have these ideas, we have a lot of research and backing around it, and we're like, hey, if you do this thing, it'll really help with this other thing. And nobody's willing to use it for a number of reasons, like the constraints and realities that we live in every day and that we work in as teachers, all kinds of things. But simply put, we have all these good things, but we haven't cared about whether teachers are willing to use them and if they fit into the constraints of the lives of teachers. And so that's what I've been thinking a lot about for the last 5 or 6 years through various different grant projects that I've been leading, is what are those things that teachers are like, yep, I'm going to use this, I'm going to take them up. And then how do we make sure that those things are useful and aligned to research? We've kind of landed on these things that we call instructional nudges. So modest suggestions for teachers that they can use or not to try to improve their practice along some ways of getting students more engaged in math, because that's a big common request, and also to deepen their understanding of mathematics, another common question or request. So we're really just putting these modest suggestions. We've worked really hard on the formats of them and talking with teachers, like, what do you actually read? Do you read books of things, or what do you have time for? So they're on one page. We've tried to slim them down to the core idea to give you enough that you can do it, but not too much so that it becomes too onerous and doesn't fit in with the realities of the job that we're actually doing in classrooms right now. So I hope that this makes sense. And I think it'd be really fun to talk about like teachers' use and what they're willing to use and what they want to use as kind of like the focus first, and then figuring out like, how do you get the desire part, the connections to research and the actual actions to align to that use case. And I think we've done it backwards in a lot of ed tech platforms and a lot of professional development efforts, and we're trying to switch that around. So I hope I'll see you there. Thanks.